All right, today we're going to be talking about slope-intercept form. How to write a linear equation using slope-intercept form. Well, slope-intercept form looks like this. Y equals mx plus b, where the m stands for the slope, the inclination of the line, or the steepness of the line, and b stands for the y-intercept. That's where the line crosses the y-axis. So let me give it some color. So that's the slope, yellow, and B is going to be my orange color for the y-intercept. Now let's use examples. Let's do some examples of how to use this slope-intercept form. So we're going to be right now writing an equation, right? And they're going to tell you that, hey, that the slope is -3 and the y-intercept is, let's make it, I don't know, let's make it 5. So again, we got all the information. If you have those two pieces of information, we can write the equation. So remember, we gotta be using y equals mx plus b, right? This is the slope. You guys remember the slope is m, right? Slope. And y-intercept is b. So let me do this like that. So b and m, slope and y-intercept. So now what we're going to be doing is basically plugging the numbers there, right? Y equals m, the m is going to be -3, right? That's my slope, steepness of the line, times x plus b. In this case, b, the y-intercept is 5. The line crosses the y-axis of 5. And that's basically it, okay? That is your equation of the line in slope-intercept form, right? You guys notice it looks similar, you know, to the y equals mx plus b, right? That's the same format, slope-intercept form. So what I want you guys to do for me is, well, let's try one for you guys, okay? Let's say that we got the slope is 0 and the y-intercept, that's why y-int right there, is equal to -2. So pause the video, try it, see if you're able to do it. Okay? All right, let's go over it. Again, we're following the slope-intercept formula here, y equals mx plus b. Okay. Slope, y-intercept, slope is m, that's right there, and my b is the y-intercept, right there. So let's put it together. Y equals, slope is 0, that's my m, times x, plus my b, which is -2, which is my y-intercept. Okay, so again, that's the orange color, y-intercept, and over here, that's my slope, 0. Okay, right there. Now, obviously, okay, this is the equation, but obviously we can simplify that. You know that every number multiplying by 0 is 0. So 0 times x is 0, and minus times a negative is a negative, so we got 0 minus 2. We can keep simplifying this, and we got y equals to -2. Basically, that is the equation of the line. Now, it doesn't look like the other example. It looks a little bit different, but this is the simplification. And when you have, you guys remember from the previous chapters or sections, when you have y equals to a constant, it's going to be a horizontal line okay? In this case, this horizontal line is going to be crossing the y-axis at -2. All right, so let's take a look at another examples here. And we're going to be working with the same concept, slope-intercept form. So let me flip the page. And let's take a look at what will happen, okay, if they give you two points, a set of 2 points. Let's say that they give you 0, -3, and they give you also another point, another set of coordinates, 4 and 3. Now, you can obviously, plot these 2 points and draw the line and then find out the slope and find out the y-intercept. But sometimes we don't have graphing paper, and that takes a long time. So probably the best thing you can do is, well, let's find out the slope. And if you guys remember from the previous sections, you can find the slope by using the slope formula, right? The change in y over the change in x. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So it doesn't matter which one is the first set of points or the second set of points. You're going to just label the coordinates here. So just for the sake of it, I'm going to call this one, okay, that's my first x, x1. This one over here, that's my y, so that will be y1. And this one over here, well, this one over here will be x2, that's my second set of coordinates. And this one over here will be y2. And now, basically, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be plugging the numbers and basically simplify to get the slope. So y2. So y2, if I take a look over here, remember y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So y2, y2 is here, that's a 3. And y1, well, y1 is there, that's a -3 right there. And then x2 is a 4, and x1 is a 0. Now, I simplify this, so that will be 3, negative, that's a positive, plus 3, and 4 minus 0. So my slope here, and let me write it down over here, will be 3 plus 3, 6. 4 minus 0, 4. 6, 4 is my slope. But again, we can simplify that, and that will become a 3/2. So my slope is going to be 3/2. Remember, I was using yellow for the slope, so I'm going to mark it like that. Now, how do we find out the y-intercept? Well, you guys remember from the intercept from previous sections, when x is 0, okay, then you find the y-intercept. And we were lucky enough, you guys take a look over here, right? When x is 0, right there, well, that is going to be the y-intercept here, -3. So this is my y-intercept. Why? Because x is 0. So b is going to be -3. Now, obviously, we put it together. Okay, y equals mx plus b. Slope, y-intercept. Easy peasy. We got y equals 3/2 x plus minus 3. We can simplify it a little bit better. So y equals 3/2 x minus 3. And that it is, I forgot about that. That is my equation of the line in slope-intercept form. All right. I want you guys to try the next one for me. I'm going to give you, let's call it example B. 0, 2, and 4, -1. So let's try it. Give you a couple of seconds. Pause the video. See if you got it. All right. let's go over it. I hope you guys got the right answer. Okay, first of all, I gotta find the slope. So again, I'm gonna label the points x1, y1, x2, y2. The way you label it doesn't matter. I could have called this one x1 and y1 and this one x2 and y2. So it doesn't matter, okay? As long as you keep the same order. So we got y equals, the slope equals changing y over the changing x. I'm gonna be writing the parentheses here for the substitutions. And also it's good if you write down here y2, y1, x2, x1, so I don't make any mistakes. So y2, oh, that's a -1 right there, so I can put a -1 right there. Y1 is a 2. And then we got x2, which is 4. And x1 is a 0. We put it together. We got -1 minus 2, that's a -3. And 4 minus 0, that's a 4. So that will be slope -3/4. That's my slope. Rises next, yeah, rise over round, remember that? 3 down and 4 to the right, if you graph it. And then we look for the points over here. We notice that the x is 0 here, so that means that's gonna be my y-intercept. So A is right here, boom. So B is gonna be equals to 2. And now we put it together, y equals mx plus b. Again, you got all the information, and we can write it down. And that will be y equals to -3/4 x, that's my slope there, -3/4 plus 2. And that's my y-intercept, okay? I got all this is all information. I got finally my equation of the line. And here's your answer. Right? So let's take a look at a couple more examples. What will happen if they give you the information in function notation? Let's say they give you f of 0 equals to 10 and f of 7 equals to -4. How would you do that? Okay? Pause the video, see if you remember, and if you cannot remember, well, just wait and I'll go over it. All right. Now, function notation, guys, it's a little difficult here, maybe to understand, but remember, f of x is equal to y. So all of this is equal to y. So basically, this over here is your y, and this over here, this number over here is your x. Those are the coordinates. So this is your y, and this is your x. So I can write it down like that. X is 0, y is 10, and my other coordinates, x is 7, and y is -4. Now I got my coordinates, and I can label them together. x1, y1, x2, y2. Again, use the slope formula. And plug in the information. So in this case, y2 is -4 right there. Y1 is x actually is +10, so we're subtracting 10. And then x2 is 7, and x1 is 0. We do this, that will be a -14/7. So my slope is gonna be -2. All right, and if you guys remember, I'm looking for the y-intercept. Well, we notice that x is 0 here, so that will be my y-intercept. So b is gonna be equal to 10, right there. And then we put it together. Y equals mx plus b. Y equals, remember, mx plus b. My n is -2, which is the slope. So we got -2x plus the y-intercept, which is 10. And that will be my final equation there. All right, another one. I want you guys to try D for me. Okay, so this time I'm gonna give you a table, X and Y, -4, -2, -2, -1, 0, 0. Pause the video, see if you're able to figure it out, okay? All right. Well, here they give you too much information, all right? You gotta find out, first of all, the slope of the line. So you can choose 2 points here, X and Y, and then the slope formula. And then you can find for the y-intercept, remember, for the y-intercept, X has to be equal to 0. So I already know that this over here, okay, because X is equal to 0, this over here is my B already, okay? That's my B. That's my V, my y-intercept. So I know my V is gonna be equal to 0. Okay, so let me write it down so we guys can see this. V equals to 0, that's my V. Let's color it so we can see it. Now, how do we find out the slope? Well, we can choose 2 points and do the formula, or you can just go, you know, and take a look how it changes, like the x's, right? How it goes. So for example, over here, from here to there, from -4 to -2, we're adding 2. So it's going +2. And from here to here, we're adding 2. From -2 to 0, we're adding 2. So there's a change of 2, it's constant. And over here, from here, right, it goes by a negative, actually by adding 1. And from here to here, we're adding 1 also. And if you guys remember, the slope is the change in y. This triangle means change in y over the change in x. So how is the y changing? So how are we changing over here? It's changing by ones. It's going +1, +1, +1. So that's a 1 right there, okay? And how is the x changing? Well, it's changing by adding 2, +2, +2, and +2. So that will be a 2. So we're looking at basically this over that, all right? That's what we're looking at. 1 over 2. That's my slope. So now we put it together. Y equals mx plus b. Y is equal to, slope is 1/2. That's my slope. By the way, it's 1/2. It's not 1/2 x. It's 1/2. The slope is a number, right? So 1/2 and then times x. My b is going to be 0 plus 0. Right? Now, do we need to write down the 0? No. I can write down y equals 1/2 x, and that will be the equation of the line. Okay? So don't forget, guys, to do the assignments, and good luck with it.